Vlad the Impaler. I kinda had to restart because I fucked up some stuff while trying to fix audio. No, I'm still in the same place, don't worry. So apparently, the sliders here are broke. You can't lower the game volume. There's no way to save it. The only way is to completely mute it, and I don't want that. Because that takes out some of the atmosphere. So, yeah. I'll just have to watch how loud I talk and stuff. Anyway, on to the gameplay. I got money from doing the fish thing, I remember, so I didn't know if I start out with some or whatnot, but I know I have some. You're wandering through the Istanbul bazaar, eating a piece of honeyed baklava, when you notice a little girl watching you from a few tents away. She looks as though she's carrying the sticky dessert and that is getting all over your fingers. You give her a slight smile of condolence. Then, hands suddenly emerge from a secret fold in the tent behind the girl, pull her inside without a word. That's right. Of all the abductions that you've been following in the city, you never thought you'd actually witness one happening. You walk over to the front of the tent, finish off the last few dessert. "Welcome, my friend," says the smiling merchant in a turban. "Are you in need of a lamp of oil?" Now, I could either tell the merchant that whoever's holding the girl in the tent had better release her right now facing the city guard, but the problem with that is if there's multiple kidnappers, then, and considering how the city is set up, then there's probably a bunch of underground tunnels and passageways, since they got catacombs and everything else. I wouldn't be surprised. So if he was just like a leeway man or something, then that's gonna waste time. Although it might give me some information. So here's the deal. Do I want to force a fight and try to save the girl? Or go for information? I guess I'll save. You shove the merchant aside without a second thought and draw your weapon as you enter the darkened tent. The smell of lamp oil greets your nostrils as you see a man clad in black has already stuffed the girl, bound and gagged, into a wicker basket. His eyes meet yours with surprise, a little confusion. Okay. Not wasting a moment, you leap at him. His free hand draws a knife. You slice that hand away at the wrist. The kidnapper screams, you kick him at the ground as blood sprays from the severed stump. You then spin around, knowing full well that the merchant will be attacking from behind. He runs himself through on your blade, a look of anguish and shock crossing his face. You wrench the weapon free from him, spraying blood across the piles of lamps and then turn back to the questioning kidnapper. Unfortunately, he's already gone. The trail of blood should be easy to follow, but you abandon thoughts of chase in favor of rescuing the girl. You pull open the basket, untie her, carry her outside. A woman immediately comes running up to her and takes her out of your arms. The girl calls her mommy, and so you let her go. The mother thanks you profusely, saying that Istanbul needs more heroes like you. So I got charm and strength out of that. Okay. So being a nice guy got me stats. Why the other rat might got me info. I guess this works. Because otherwise, they probably would have escaped. And it's like, I'm not expecting to win this on my first try anyways. Okay, that's done. All the stuff in there. I could either go here and explore at night, find a local fisherman, or I could do something else. I suppose I could walk through the main room with that and see if there's any. But if I remember right. See, I could do this to get information, or I could do this and expect an encounter like the last one. Alright. Find a local fisherman. You make your way through the port of Istanbul as the sun goes down. There is a fisherman who may have information on people being sold and smuggled on board. As you search for his berth along the multitude of piers, you hear the voice calling out to you. Turning, you find a woman cinched into a European dress, waving at you from a docked ship. "Pardon me," she says in a German accent. "Would you have a moment to assist my lady?" Curious, you call back. "What seems to be the problem?" "My Contessa is ill and needs help leaving the boat. Would you please be so kind?" Let's see. A lady all dressed up, looks nice, and is saying she needs help. She's saying the city has a whole bunch of smuggling going on and kidnapping. This seems like a trap. If it is a trap, I'm strong enough to beat her up, so I can try it. You board the ship. The lady takes you on to the main cabin. There, reclining on a large bed, is one of the blah 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 beautiful young woman you ever seen. Refined brunette locks dance across the pillow as she turns towards you. "I apologize," she says, "but I'm in the stomach for sea travel. Could you please carry me here? Leave me my honor." I pretty much expected a different thing than this to actually help me. I thought I was getting ambushed, but okay. Alright. It would be my honor, you reply. Gather her up from... What? You reply, gather up her life form in your strong arms. But it would be gathering, and that throws me off. Okay. There's some errors, but that's easy to look past. Oh well. Her delicate hands drape around your neck as you carry her off the boat and onto the pier. A carriage has arrived since you went aboard. You carefully deposit a Contessa inside, next to a black woman in colorful turban. "There you are, Contessa, you say. But then realize that you haven't been properly introduced yet. Her eyes meet yours. "Karnstein," she replies. "Camilla Karnstein, Styria." You kiss her hand in the European fashion. "Welcome to Istanbul, Contessa," you say. She leans in and kisses you on the cheek. Then, the brutish coachman cracks his whip and the horses pull the coachway into the city. When it is gone, you resume your search for the fisherman. You find him 2 piers down and ask what he knows about people being brought and smuggled. "I'm not talking to any lover of the Upir," he says. "What do you mean, you ask?" "Upir," he spits back. "Vampire. They cannot cross running water except at noon and midnight, unless someone carries them over it. He crosses himself and walks away from you." Alright, so she was a vampire. Oh, we already met a vampire early on, and they were pretty friendly, so... oh well. I know for next time. The orphan with the eye patch scurries soundlessly across the dark rooftops to where you are perched. My imam says that the amulet you drew is a symbol of the Holy Order of the Knights of the Dragon. Excuse me? I have never talked to you. What is this? Did I sequence break somewhere? Was I supposed to go into the catacombs earlier? Okay, I guess. You eye the smudge-faced child and ask, "How can that be? Why would a holy knight try to kill me?" Ask about the cross, ask him about the evil in Istanbul. I was ready. In the place, Istanbul, there are whispers of assassins in the night, men trying to cleanse the land of all that is impure before them. You look away, contemplating the streets below. Purge those who are impure, who, you're cut off by the sound of splitting bones cracking behind you. Turn to find the once innocent orphan transformed, his beastly silhouette rising up tall and choleric and smooth behind him. Adrenaline surges through your veins as you spring into action, knowing you have a few short moments before he gathers his full strength. You tackle him to the rooftop, drawing a dagger and holding it to his throat. He struggles against your pain as you slowly force the dagger into his throat. "The order of the dragon will rise," he gasps before you finally slice his throat open. learner's blood running down to the streets below. Lower the dragon, Hold on. That was me messing up, not the game's fault. Right there. I may now enter the palace. Okay. Now should I look around more? Or should I just go right there? Well, since I just helped a vampire lady, I wonder if she'll give me information if I explore tonight. Or if I catch a fight. We'll see. Walking through the sea of parts of the port of Istanbul at night, you stumble across a horrific sight. A young woman has been mutilated in the middle of a dark alley, her internal organs removed and positioned in a circle around her. Her clothes suggest that she was a working girl, one of the many whores that frequent the docks at night. This is the 12th whore who has been killed in recent weeks, all of them butchered in a ritualistic way. But this is the first body I've actually seen with your own eyes. The look of terror is still etched on her soft face. Of all the murders and disappearances happening in the city, these seem to be the most consistent, the most deliberate. It is a lead that you can firmly grasp onto. I can try to catch the killer in the act, or analyze the clues in order to find the killer before he strikes again. So I could just aimlessly wander around and hope to catch them, or study this so I know for next time. I'll study. One of the booksellers in court specializes in obscure occult texts. When you show him a drawing of the murdered girl, he fetches a very old book. Translated from the Greek, it is called the 13 Names of God. In it are listed 13 macabre rituals for sacrificing sinners in order to begin the countdown of Revelations. So I got some useful info. The 12th ritual describes the exhumation of sinners' internal organs arranged in a circle around the body to invoke the second and last name of the Almighty. The overweight bookseller then shivers when he tells you that the butcher 3 doors down has recently been coming to the bookshop. This is one of the books he's been reading. A butcher fits with the way the killing seems to have been happening. You pay the man a visit just as he is locking up his store for the night. Dragging him into the alley, you confront him. Right, Turkish man denies being the killer. He says that he's been reading the occult books in order to try and learn what evil has been taking over his city. You question him about the whores. He lets it slip that he knows the fourth one had her throat removed, only to be stuffed with her fingers. You add the man to the city guard and turn him in, telling him your evidence. They immediately lock the butcher up. You're not convinced that he is the man who did it, but if no more killings happen while he's in jail, then you've been proven right. I assume he's an accomplice from what I can tell. Because for ritualistic killing, they usually have more than one person doing stuff. Alright, I guess. So some excavation. You arrive at the palace in a coach, having been summoned by Sultan's Master of Antiquities. You're ushered inside the gates, explored to one of the far corners of the palace grounds. There seems to be some sort of excavation going on there, yet there appear to be a large number of Janissary guards present for a mere hole in the ground. An educated man in white turban approaches you and shakes your hand. Thank you for coming, he says. I'm the Master of Antiquities to His Excellency. I know it is unorthodox, but I was told to use any resources necessary. I heard you have experience in these matters. What matters, you ask? Let me show you, he replies. The man then leads you down a series of ladders into the ground. At the very bottom, you find yourself in what appears to be a stone tunnel of some ancient architecture. This has apparently been down here the entire time, the Master of Antiquities says, leading you by torchlight down the tunnel. We were digging in order to build an underground storeroom for preservation of perishables when we broke through into this tunnel. You look at the reliefs of winged monsters carved into the walls. These are Persian, you say. Yes, I know, he replies, but They are not, but these are not. He stops and raises his torch. The tunnel ends in two black iron doors, molding into a surface of strange hieroglyphics. Do you recognize them? He asks. A chill runs through your body as you realize where you are standing. You need to get these men out of here, you say. Why? What does this mean? He asks. You turn and look him dead in the eyes. These are the gates of Gog and Magog, you say. They are demons of the ancient world, locked away until the end of days, when they will come forth and do battle with the kingdom of heaven. You cannot open these doors. The Master of Antiquities nods. It is as I feared then. Nonsense, says one of the lesser visors standing before you. The Sultan is ordained to rule by wisdom of Allah. God will not allow His Excellence to build a palace on top of an unholy place. The visor brushes past you towards the door. This could be bad. Grab him before he gets any closer, or forget him and get the hell out of there. Let's see. Try to save the idiots and have them accidentally open the door in the process and have a lot of people get slaughtered, or save my own skin and let the palace fall. I guess I'll grab him. You grab the visor by the arm and spin around. Did it not occur to you that it was the intent of Allah for the Sultan to build his palace here in order to safeguard the world from opening these doors? The visor stares you down. I know who you are, he says, and you are not welcome here. The Master of Antiquities then grabs the visor's arm and says, His Excellency named me to handle the discovery. My authority in this matter is his own. Will you leave if we bury this place forever? The visor sneers at the both of you, then turns to storm off. The Master of Antiquities turns to you and says, Thank you for coming and verifying what I dreaded. You have done His Excellency a great service. As payment, I will give you a standing invitation to visit the Royal Archives whenever you wish. May it aid you in the research of this hideous darkness that plagues our city. You shake his hand, thanking him. As you follow him back up the tunnel, you think of what a boon that sort of access will be to your investigations. And yet, as you look over your shoulder at the long dark corridor, you can't help but wonder how everything would have turned out differently had the wrong man found the gates first. Yeah, I think the city went even more to hell. But I guess it's good that I stopped because that didn't happen, and now I get free access to the palace archives. So that's good. I'll do one more day. I kinda wanna walk through the main room, but if I go to Palace and look for the archives, I might learn a bit more about the catacombs. Why can't I only sneak inside if I just got access to it? I guess it was just flavor text then. There's nothing I really want to do here or here, unless I want to try to run to a random interaction. Screw it, I'll sneak inside. On a moonless night, sneak over the wall of the Sultan's palace. You would wait for an invitation, but would never be able to find what you were looking for if people knew you were there. Which is true because some info is hidden. The darkness that besieges Istanbul couldn't possibly run so rampant without someone in the higher echelons of power allowing it to. You use all your years of experience in moving without being seen, all of your knowledge of castle workings to evade the guards as you creep through the walls and courtyards. Eventually, you find your way to the House of the Visors, the advisors to the Sultan. They have their own dumb cell within the palace walls. It is not as heavily guarded as the Sultan's own personal buildings. You climb the outer wall and in through a window. It is dark inside. The room, the smell is strange. You become aware of breathing around you, you freeze. When your eyes adjust, you realize that there are people chained to the walls. You have entered some sort of prison cell. Why would the windows be so easily accessible? You risk lighting a candle. To your horror, you see that the people chained to the walls have no arms or legs. Some have been whipped. Others have been partially coated in wax, most likely applied while scalding hot. All 9 of the prisoners are awake and staring at you in fear. Please, says one of us, kill us. Who are you? You ask. The Red Harem, replies the man in his harness. His shoulder and hip stumps clearly have been cauterized. I don't understand, you say. The man's voice trembles as he replies. Each of us defied the visitors in some way. As punishment, we were amputated and are now held here, forced to pleasure advisors and their friends. You are horrified. Do as they ask and free them from their fate, or leave them and continue onwards. I could be nice and put them out in misery, because they have no arms and legs, they ain't getting the heck out anywhere. And all things considered, they're gonna get fucked up wherever they go. Or I could leave them and continue onwards, and probably put a mental note to go kick the visor's ass later, some of them. I'll be nice. Cover the man's eyes with your hands, tell him that you're sorry, try to break through his heart. Others begin muttering prayers of thanks, long to be free from their tortured existence. One by one, you kill them all as they thank you. Unbridled fury takes hold as you leave the cell, working your way through the visor's castle. You enter every bedroom, every study. You slit every throat and knife every visor into place. When dawn begins to creep across the sky, leave behind a massacre worse than any of your investigated so far. I don't really blame him. Some say you just straight up go and murder all of them, regardless. And if I avoided them, I wouldn't have murdered the visors, but as you can see, some of them are very snotty and do bad things. I don't care. What's worse is that some of the beds were empty and you know that you didn't get them all. Oh, I got achievement for mercy killing. As you climb down the outer wall of the palace, you have to wonder if you've done the right thing, or has the darkness begun to take hold in you as well? I say it's the right thing if they did that sort of shit. As you are walking back to the inn, a guard approaches you and offers you protection. You respectfully decline, but his words still ring in your ears so you continue. An important emissary such as yourself shouldn't travel alone. Alright, so I end up as an emissary for my actions. Huh. Chapter 4. And I guess I'll read the beginning before I end the video. You descend the cramped staircase below the city streets. At the bottom, you are faced with a heavily armored man in a dark hood. If you're right, everything you've witnessed so far is to be believed. Then the answers you need are on the other side of the gate that is this man is guarding. If you're wrong, then he will certainly kill you. So I could charm, since I have high charm. I can show the silver cross, or I can attack guard head on. I'm gonna fucking charm because I have high charm. Guards being a real problem when it comes to getting somewhere you shouldn't be. Fortunately, they're often easily outsmarted. As you confidently stride up to the guard, you pull the piece of blank parchment from behind your back and fold it up to look like a letter. Message for your master at arms, sir, you call out as you near the hooded man, holding the parchment up and waving it before putting it in the back of your clutches. Give it here, guard sighs, holding out his hand for the letter. No can do. I have direct orders to take this directly to whoever's in charge of your weapons. No middleman. Something about intercepted shipments. The guard eyes you warily, but his body is relaxed. Intercepted shipments, he says curiously. Courier's getting too greedy, you sneer, grinding your teeth. He even gives a sympathetic smile as you stride past him, entering deeper behind the city and into the inner sanctum. Hi, Susie. Hooded men and women kneel in rows, murmuring twisted prayers to the silver dragon crosses in their hands. On the walls hang bodies, mutilated in ritualistic ways, with symbols painted in their own blood. Symbols that you have seen all across your encounters in the city. Symbols of the exorcist doctrine. You dare not stay long enough to be recognized. Besides, you now know who is behind the atrocities. The question on your mind as you duck up the shadowy staircase is, why? Alright. So, 5 more turns left, and, yeah. I'm think that's enough for now. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll pick this back up again sometime. See ya. Bye.